But that's where that's where the 25 to 30.
We want them to say
So I'm
that's
saying,
how
you
we're
think
gonna
we
work.
can get onto some of these towers?
Or instead, they might use two cell towers that are existing. The equipment's, you're talking $4,000 or $5,000.
It's a lot cheaper, you won't have to put out.
Yeah, you're not involved in any
And
tower.
that will be part of your study to see which one.
They would
you
tell us
need to
all the
cover
options.
Where you see you can get rid of
There's
that
three.
20% that you're not getting.
When he was talking about, you might have 3 receivers, instead of 1 repeater, which is 1 receiver, 1 transmitter, you might have 3 receivers and 1 transmitter.
And that would cover basically.
But they could, if they're existing,
After all this.
you're talking 20 grand, 5,000 a site, because the tower's there.
Exactly, because it's.
So that's why I can't give you a firm
I
price.
think that's what we need to look at first and see if you think that you can find out where it's strategically located to recover the whole.
And that's why we need the professional
Get
staff.
rid of that 20%, we're not getting coverage.
And the thing is, you need to say whether you want it for a mobile radio or a handheld radio. Officers, we have to get out of our vehicles to do our job. So that is what you, but, because if you ask for a study, say, give me 50-watt mobile coverage, all of a sudden, you think you got the best system in the world, you got it in the car, you can't talk.
I
So we,
recently looked at the repeater situation.
Yeah.
The car goes down.
Yes.
The portable's worthless because the portable's go into the car, and the car's transmitting out. So you have, your car's almost full of power.
yes,
The issue is there was problems if the car is too far away, you know, we get a foot pursuit, we're too far away to hit that car, there's a major issue there. So you're definitely not getting out.
And that's why we set up receivers. like
That's why I was cautious about going repeaters in the car.
yeah. And with Jason over here, part of the emergency management plan, if there's a major flood or power outage where the lines go down, cell towers and radio towers are usually backed up by generator or battery or both.
Absolutely.
And you have communications and crisis. I mean, that's the other benefit, that benefits all the community.
I know,
I've got flood or whatever.
I've got repeaters in Sheriff Pierce Crossing, and he uses them for mainly in the big buildings down there where he can't get out to the tower. And they seem to work all right, but he doesn't have as many charges, too.
I've called him on the radio from Altoona, and he could hear me. But I've looked out the window in South Point in an office building and not been able to talk to him. I can see him standing physically in the parking lot,
Depending
but
on
I can't
how
talk
you
to
get
him.
the tower.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And from what I gathered, when they developed the system in North Street, it's based on a 5-watt portable. Okay? And a lot of our trucks have 100-watt radios. So what happens is, if you get a 5-watt portable, it will go to the tower that you want it to go to. If you key it up with a 100-watt radio from your truck, it may vote to the tower down in Claysville. And it doesn't get back to a portable if he's holding it in. So if I'm coming on a truck and I vote to Claysville, he doesn't hear what I'm saying, and I can see it.
Can I simplify this? The bottom line is, grab the radio, when he pushes a talk and he wants to talk to the chief over there, his chief, he needs to hear his voice and vice versa. I mean, forget all the technical jargon, that's what we need to make happen for the police and for the fire units. That's all. We don't have to bore you with the technical details, but the bottom line is we'll come to an accurate cost. And probably I would say, of anything, paying for a study would be well worth it. That's something we could pursue at 25 to 30 grand. I would feel that they could actually give us what we want.
Once
What would it
we
actually
get the
cost?
results of that study, then we can figure out what the cost would be from there.
Does the study include a design?
Yes.
They would figure out what would best suit us, and then we could build what price it would cost us from, based on that study coming.
That's probably the first step that we take to do this. But we better put on the agenda.
Exactly.
I think the other obstacle is, I mean, in the past, I've dealt with this, I did contact Crown before, and it was like $500 a month, and they were not willing to budge on, charging us. Does anyone have any contacts, or anybody, I know I've dealt with Crown before, but that's the biggest obstacle is to try to get on the towers, and I know you're saying, you're saying that we have space on there, but is that true? I mean, is the township?
I recall 3 contracts, 3 approvals were given, it was written in there that we have emergency, we have a spot.
Right. And if any new ones are being
Three
proposed,
towers in the township.
Yeah, I recall 3.
that should be written into the contract of any power that
And you
comes
use
to
it
the
for
future.
public-
Yes,
that's
it's
right.
automatic, public safety, other space. Again, if the study would tell us that, but the bottom line is if we own the tower, then there's no monthly fee. It's a one-time cost, other than you have to pay the electric bill.
And maintenance, you know.
Yeah, grass to cut, but that public works, cut the grass, or, you know, things like that, because there's very minimal maintenance other than,
Even at 500 compared to 100,000.
yeah. We prefer that we go on someone else's site.
Who did the study?
We have to be a professional
Professional.
Motorola.
Motorola does it.
Motorola, any RF engineer, we need a certified engineer, just like we do for, so, gateway. In their field, you get certified.
So you didn't know how to write them up, you get an RFP out. And then, maybe as soon as we have that, we can, if we get two
We
or
can do that,
three.
yeah, we'll do that. I wasn't expecting to go that way tonight, but that's no problem, because we've been talking about this for years, so I think it's time to bite the bullet and do that. Instead of us being like Chuck Nolan saying we should put the different safety or a different linebacker, let's get the pro to come in and say, you need this, this, and
It's gonna be a benefit to all of
Yeah.
them, not just the fire
Yeah,
department.
that's okay, it's public safety.
It's for
It's one
everybody.
event for like-
Exactly,
Yeah.
I agree.
I know that the road department here, their radios are fantastic from where their towers. I don't think they have a good spot.
We actually use it for special details. In the evening, we'll actually switch over to their channel just to communicate between the board.
Yeah, because they're not pretty consistent.
I don't know how much help it would be, but I'll offer it. I actually wrote, when I was in Oakmont, when I was a firefighter there in PMC in Oakmont, I wrote the Fire Act grant for Oakmont Fire Department to get Oakmont Fire and Police switched over from the Allegheny County 33A system to 450.
Yeah, exactly, that's great.
It was a fire act grant, it was, so it was,
Well, it's not a bill.
10% match.
You have to, like, in a way,
If
they look at.
we get it diverted to us, whether we go to Tim Murphy or whoever and Homeland Security, there's money out there, there's money out there. And we're gonna pursue all that. That's what we're here for.
I think it's a very positive, good idea to go after this.
Because we've been complaining for years, and it's just not happening.
It sounds
Let them-
Again, there's gonna be some pushback from the Washington County, so, you know, that's somewhere where we're gonna have to kind of unite as the township and the public safety officials from the township to go to the county Department of Public Safety and, you know.
Let it go right to county commission.
Well, yeah, but I mean, eventually, it's gonna get back to them, and there's gonna be pushback there.
Well, the question is, how much does Cecil Township pay Washington County for radio services?
I really don't know the answer to that.
I mean, we're paying for service, and we're only getting 60% of the service.
Exactly.
You
I
know,
think there's a
and
very good argument there. You're not getting,
We're not getting what we're paying for, and we want them to do this, and we've argued back and forth with fire departments.
Well, something you can research, a year or two ago, Green County got a $300,000 federal grant, and they have excellent communications now. I wasn't involved in
is it
that.
on a county level?
I've never.
Yes, it was on budget. So they did all the local fire departments under a county guise.
And they
So-
came in, and built their system on what the study said. Whereas in Washington County took over, they just took over the existing site, that was the old local site, put in antennas for ours, and said, oh, it'll work. Guess what?
You did with something that wasn't.
And I just, it may be on your end, your counterparts down that way would give you some feedback of what they feel about the system and how it was achieved.
And they're too busy putting Band-Aids on.
Well, I think it's a good argument if you're not
Yeah.
getting full coverage.
Yeah.
We need full coverage.
And our fallback is, if we do a standalone system for Cecil, we'd still have to talk to the county on their main comm channel, but that would just,
They can
bonus on
dispatch
us.
us, and
Yes.
we rip over it, and we can talk to anybody we want. That's it.
Yeah. So that's our fallback, is they say.
If they don't want to take it over, if they want to take it over, then they can dispatch us off that channel. It's up to them.
I forget how, that's one detail, I can't remember how it worked out, now I have to call the chief up there, but, we were on 450, our minitors were on 450, and Allegheny County was dispatching us on 33.8, and,
They were silent broadcast.
yeah, but I don't remember if they were broadcasting on 33 and 450 for our benefit, or if it was bouncing through our system and then.
No, they were doing both. They were doing both.
I can't-
Allegheny County did that,
Done that for a long time.
because they were going VHF and
And
VHF.
Washington
So
County
they-
did when they first
so they-
started changing them too. They were simultaneous
Yes.
broadcasting on both channels. You know, I mean, the thing is, years ago, I went to a fire, ran a fire with one portable in my hand. Now, it's 20 years later, now I gotta have two portables in my hand? What,
And a
am I going
cell phone.
backwards?
And a cell phone on top.
And a cell phone. I had to call the hydrant one time to get them to charge the hydrant on my cell phone.
And,
So they're zero.
and we're not the only ones doing this. Yeah, state police, when
Yeah,
they enter
yeah,
neighborhoods,
yeah.
we can't talk to the state police on the highway anymore. They're on a different system, so we're not, so it's time to take care of ourselves, that's what
We
we're
really
doing.
want to go to their.
Yes, no, we don't want to go to their system, but it's statewide, but we had the kid last year at South Point, you guys were looking for, you called us in for detail when we were going to do the search. The helicopter can't talk to us. All you need is that and a helicopter, you can cover a county.
We're
Because
not
you're-
all on the same frequency
Yes.
here.
Yeah,
We're one that, we're not all on the same, we're on zone 2A, they're on zone 2. I have to switch to their channel to talk to them.
It's funny, but it's not.
and the police are on their own, that's great.
And pretty glad
And
we don't
EMS
have
is
the first
reporting.
lane or Phoenix, because they have their own
That's
channel.
okay, police, EMS being on their own channel, separate from the fire is not a bad thing.
And you go find out, like Roger Love at the radio, but I don't want to.
But under this system, we could go, once you're on a fire ground or emergency situation, then there's a channel.
And
where you wanna
Sean's
enter.
department would know,
Yeah,
when to
we
get
switch
on
to
the
separate
fire
channels.
we
Yes.
would go to our channel. If I want to
As
get
long as
on the
everybody's
police
the same
department,
band.
it's one click to their channel.
It's a lot simpler.
It's a lot simpler.
Now, the other question I would have is, and probably for you guys too, would we be able to switch over with no issues to zone to zone?
Correct.
Depending on how
Yeah,
you.
so we can program it on your end without any issues.
No
just
issues.
back
As
on
long as we
zone.
stay in the same frequency band,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
No problem.
Even if we went digital, the digital radios would go analog, but the analog won't go digital. So
Okay.
we could do that, have full control of our communication with,
I'm not going to sold on this one.
I'm not either, not just bringing it up.
I'm just-
And like I said, we've been talking about this for months, and it gets down to lives. You know, I mean, Sean is the chief of police. He has an officer out there and can't talk to him, and he's in pursuit of somebody. What are you thinking? You know, where is he? What's going on with him? He can't talk to you. It's the same with us. We go in the other side of a building, or we have a firefighter down in a building looking for help, and you can't communicate outside of the building to say, or communicate inside the building for that matter, that, you know, we need help. You're gonna lose somebody. And that's what you absolutely do not wanna happen
In
ever.
today's day and age, there's no reason, there's no reason for that.